Game that had a little bit of everything here tonight against a very good West Virginia club. How do you step away from this game, take a step back, look at it in the end, and probably a pretty proud moment as a head coach?
Very proud moment. That was as good a win as we've had since I've been here, and I say that because just the way our guys competed. I mean, never gave up, never gave in, unbelievable energy. And there's things that a lot of people might not see, like Dakota Forsythe and Nick Hedge both did not pitch great, but boy, they competed. I mean, they really competed, and that's a step. It's a step in the right direction. I don't know if we win a game like that in the past. I know we've beaten West Virginia twice. This makes it 3 in a row, but I'm proud of our guys, and they just fought like crazy, and we got help from everywhere: the bench, the bullpen, the young guys, the veterans, Jack Anderson. It was awesome.
And when you say in the past, does that even mean maybe 2 weeks ago? Or are you seeing the team evolve as the season continues?
Yeah, I definitely don't think we win about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. But these guys, they're starting to figure some stuff out as to, hey, you may not win every one, but if you go out and make the right choices and compete and have the right mindset, and number one and most important, believe that you can win the minute you show up against whoever you're playing, then you put yourself in an excellent position. So just really proud of our kids.
And how much of this in-season evolution is due to the fact that there's a strong balance between experienced leadership from the upperclassmen and the freshmen coming up and stepping to the plate, because you have Greg Gears coming into pinch hit. He gets the game-winning RBI on a sac fly, but you have a guy like Colin Hughes makes an error in the 8th with Jack Anderson pitching, and then makes the same play in the 9th with Anderson pitching again.
Well, I go back to the type of kids that we are trying to recruit. We're trying to recruit tough-minded baseball players, kids that love to play, that don't make excuses, that want to work, and aren't afraid. And when you're a freshman, it's tough. I mean, you're trying to learn how to handle a day in and day out grind of the season, and you said it perfect. I mean, Husey had a play that I know he can make, and he doesn't handle it. And then when he needs to make a play in the 9th, he makes it. And he really comes and gets it and attacks it. But the reason why a lot of those freshmen are able to kind of step up and be who they are be contributors is, yes, they're good players and it's who they are. But our seniors, our juniors, our all the guys that were returners have really embraced those guys from the very beginning. And that's not easy to do when it's like, hey, some of these guys are going after my job. Look at Nick Hedge. Nick Hedge was our Friday night starter. And, he is as big a team guy and has helped these young guys as anyone. And he comes out tonight and gives us a great performance.
But when you look at Greg Gears, obviously that was a big spot in the game. What made that the right moment to use Greg and someone that's been battling a little bit of an injury?
I really look smart that I didn't start him that night, didn't I? I had to come off the bench in that spot. You know what? I mean, Gearsy was so pumped too. I was like, hey, you need to be ready to hit. He was like, no problem. And I said, all right, man, let's go. And he's like, yes, sir, time to go to work. And that's exactly what he said. And that's such a jump from where he was earlier in the year, where he's struggling, and where he was struggling. And he's as good a hitter as there is in the Big Ten. He just needs to be, kind of not be so hard on himself. But again, I go back to not trying to do too much. He got the count in his favor. He looked for a pitch that he could drive, and I don't know how it didn't hit the wall, but he did it. And that's so much. All that has to do with mental game and everything, and competing and all that kind of stuff. So it was huge.
I'll say this: it may have been the most exciting sacrifice fly call that I've ever had in my broadcasting career, because it looked like off the bat that it had a chance to go out. And finally, Jack Anderson comes in, and he goes 6 outs for a save. I think when you talk about Anderson and the pitching staff, you can't go without talking about Nate Graham as well behind the plate. But Anderson coming in, is there any idea how often you want to use him? Is there any concern about using him for an extended time, or what can Jack give you day to day?
Jackson, being that he has that delivery and throws, submarine and is a knuckle dragger basically. It's his arm just rebounds differently, and he can go longer, and so. The one thing that he and I have come to an agreement on is like, hey, look, I know you will tell me you can take the ball all the time, but I really need to know how you feel, because I don't want to put him in harm's way. Tomorrow night he could probably do the exact same thing. he's just very resilient. He's just different from a guy who throws a traditional way.